Hello everyone, welcome to the part number, I think we are now 11. So in this one, what we're gonna do is we're gonna design the product card. So the product where you, finally the product people can buy. And we're gonna add some animation for the ad quantity. So I've been thinking, take this animation from the Instacart application, and I really like it. So that's gonna be like that. So we're gonna have example here a car about a red apple, and when you click on the plus, you can choose the number of stuff you can add from it. And I think it's pretty nice animation just to learn a bit more about the animated API, and I think that just go really well with the design. So this is what we're gonna do. Again, this stuff is gonna be mock data, but when mock data is done, after that, when you can with your backend, if the data looks the same, that's gonna be really simple for us. One of the thing also, it's if we look back here, you see I have some padding and I didn't add this padding here, so I think it would be a good idea to add this padding just to make sure then that's gonna look like the UI. So if we go back to the home screen, if we go here to this box line 66, we can add a padding of 10, and so this padding gonna be top, bottom, left and right, so everything perfect. Now what I would like to do is to create a new screen. So I'm going to create a new screen inside my screen folder, and the name is going to be category screen. So that's going to be the place where finally, if you click on grocery, that's going to be grocery and things like that. So in this one, it's going to be a pretty simple one. We're going to just have a component, and this component here are going to be called category screen. Gonna add here a box just for now, and that's it, just like that. Now if we jump back to the index.js inside the screen, inside the home stack, we can shift command D to copy this line, and here we can just put category screen like that. Now we're gonna jump on the category card. I want when I click on this card to be able to jump to the other screen. This one don't have the navigation props, and I just think why not using the navigation service we have so we can learn a bit more about it. So here what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call a function called underpress, and this handle method here, underpress method, I'm gonna call the navigation services, and navigate. I mean, this sometime Visual Studio Code, I think it's navigate. I'm gonna jump, yeah, navigate. Sometimes Visual Studio Code, it's kind of buggy. Here for the name, for the category, that's gonna be the title. We see we receive already that from the props. Now how I'm gonna do this to receive this as to be clickable, it's I'm gonna import from the React Native. I want the touchable opacity. I want the user to see the opacity changing, so he click on something. And for the on press here, I'm gonna put the handle press. But now if I do this, that's gonna break all the UI. Because this button here gonna need to have some styling. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna import a style sheet from React Native, and I'm gonna create here a button style sheet, and this one nothing more than just the flex one. And now I can put this to this button like that. Now I can click on one, and now I jump to the second screen. Now what I would like is my title here become the title of this category. It's gonna be pretty simple. Inside the category screen here, we can add a static navigation options, while here you receive some props, okay? And here inside this props, we can destructuring the navigation props, and we can return a title. If I return hello here, we know that we're gonna have the hello title on every of them. But here, the beauty of this, it's now with the navigation props, we can call a function called getParams. And this getParam, you pass the name of finally the param you have sent from the param name you have sent. So if we look, I'm gonna just close this. If we look in my category card, we have called this name. So the param here gonna be name, and getParam can have a fallback. What I mean is, if this thing here is undefined, we can put this. So I'm gonna put in star. This way, at least we can have some titles. So you see grocery, drugs, and everything. And just for showing you, if I say I don't know, like hello, because this thing is gonna be undefined, if I click that, I get this in star fallback. Now we're gonna create a new component. Okay, so inside the component folder, we're gonna create a component called product.js. So this is gonna be the product. I think maybe product card is gonna be better. Product card. Product card is gonna be a component, and you're gonna have a box here. And for now, we're gonna have some text. The autocomplete of text never works, so I need to text here. And here we can say, example, Apple. And now I want to have this product card inside my category screen. So here I'm gonna delete this box just to make it in 2 lines. And now if I do this, get autocomplete, product card, we should be good. So now if I click on grocery, we get Apple, perfect, this is what we want. So for this product card here, we're gonna design it first, and after that we're gonna add some animation. So first thing here, I'm gonna add another image inside my assets. I'm gonna just add a folder called product. Again, this image gonna came from the backend, so you are okay, but the image I just put is just a plain icon, like nothing more. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my image constant and just export a new object called product emgs, and Apple is gonna be this require image product Apple, like that. So now inside the product card, we can have some text. So for the text, we're gonna have the first one at the top is gonna be $1.19 each. So this is the price. After that, we're gonna have another text where that's gonna be red apple, and we're gonna have another text here where it's gonna be at 10-12 kilo by kilogram. So by like that. So here my plan is going to be inside the backend to send the name of the product for sure, the price of each, and also this price of kilograms. So I think it would be good, because when people see stuff, like they just want to know like how much they're going to cost in kilograms, so they can know if they win money by buying this one versus another one. After that, here I'm going to wrap this all inside a box. And inside another box, I'm gonna see why in a moment. So here I'm gonna have my text here. Inside this box here, I'm gonna have my image. So I'm gonna import image from React Native, but I cannot, so I'm gonna do this manually. So image. Here we're gonna have the source. The source is gonna be product image.apple. And now I'm gonna save. Now if I click grocery, we see that big red apple right there. So now I want to manage this apple to don't be that big, because man, that's really big. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna import the style sheet. If you ask why I use style sheet when I use like touchable opacity and image, but not when I use like my box, it's because my box, the style inline, go to the style sheet. If you do inline style in React Native, they don't go to the style sheet. So yeah, I mean, it's for me it's performance stuff, so it's just something I always do. So in my image, what I want is to have a width of 120 and a height of 100. So I'm gonna put this style to this image. And also I'm gonna put a resize mode to be contained. So I want him to be finally the same, almost like the same dimension, but inside this box. So he can become smaller from the width, but you're gonna keep like it's kind of ratio or something like that. I'm not good in image, so but you see the point. Now for testing, for doing this this text, first thing what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select all the text and I want them to be left aligned. So if they are big, I want them to be at least left aligned. Sorry. After that, I want the first one at the top to have a size of SM for small, and I want them to be bold. So you see how easy is that? You just do this and now you see you get this kind of stuff. After that, my red apple, I want him to be a size of X small. X small. If you ask again why this size coming, if we jump here to the text size, X small it's 10, small it's 14. Now you see right there. And now I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna do the same here for this kilogram stuff, X small, but now I want him to have some color. So if we jump to the color, I decide to go with the gray light right there, BD, BD, BD. So you just put gray light. So now if I click that, we see we get this kind of stuff. Now my box here, my box, all my box gonna have a BG of white. So my card gonna have a BG of white. And now you see take the full space. So think like it's like a inline block, or not inline block, but yeah, inline block. But here what I'm gonna do is I want a maximum of width of 150. So now you see get like that. Also, I want some padding inside that, so I want a padding of small. So by doing a padding of small, each corner gonna have its padding like that. So now it become a bit more like I want. Maybe later we're gonna add some other width, but for now I think that's gonna be this way. You're gonna see it's not gonna be like 2, 2. It's gonna be scrolling horizontal. So yeah. So now we have that. Here I want to add some margin bottom from that, some margin bottom of small, just because I want to space a bit my image from the text. So you see like that. Yeah. Now time to add this plus button right there. So what I'm gonna do is this plus, I want him to be at position absolute. So you're gonna always be at the top right. So what I'm gonna do is first, if I look to the React Native Design Utility, we are version 25 and I want to get the version 28 to be able to do what I want to do. So here we're gonna do yarn add React Native Design Utility, just to make sure we jump to the version 28. So all the other library, we always gonna keep this version, but for this one, because it's mine and I know I'm gonna fix some stuff, I want always him to be like the latest version. So 28, we're gonna be good to do what I want to do here. So I want my card here to have a position absolute, because if we look back at the animation, you see here I want him to be at the top right corner to have this plus button. So I'm going to put a position absolute in here, stay inside this box. So here I'm going to have another box right there. This box is going to have a position, oops, here it's relative, sorry, relative. Here it's going to be absolute because it's the one where we place. And this box here, this box gonna have some stuff. One second, just try to check back what I've done. So this box here gonna be a circle. We want to have some border. So what we can do is just say circle. And I want him to be a circle of 25. 25 means height of 25, width of 25, and they give you a border radius of 12.5 because they give you the middle of it. After that, here I want some style. inline style, and I'm gonna say border color equal to the theme. And the theme, we get them from the constant theme. And that's going to be theme that color dot green. And inside that, just for now, we're going to just add a plus. Just see what happened here. Now you see we get the plus right there. But why the border color don't work is because you really need to always put a border width to tell React Native how big that's gonna be. Now by putting a border width, we're gonna get this circle right there. Now after that, what I want to do is to put this here at the top right. So now here, it's like on HTML, CSS, like the web, always come to the top left. So what we're gonna do here, it's saying top of 0 and right of 0. If I do this, now we're gonna go to the other side. Sorry, a typo. Right there. But you see we touch the side and everything, so this is not really what I want. So how I fix it is by saying top 10, right 5, and for the plus, because it's not in the middle, we just say center here to the box. And now we get that like that. Now for this plus, we're gonna replace that with a vector icon from Expo. So Expo vector icon, that's gonna come from Feather. And here we're gonna replace that with feather. Name is gonna be plus. Size, we're gonna jump with 15. And for the color, we're gonna use the theme that color that green. And now if we go there, we get the good one. But now you see it's not a button. So we cannot click from here. So this is something we're gonna need to fix here. And how we're gonna do this is by importing touchable opacity from React Native. So touchable opacity. Man, all my autocomplete of Visual Studio Code is broke, so I really don't know why. Now here we're gonna wrap this box with this touchable opacity. But I want to keep like my kind of circle and stuff like that from here because we're gonna win more time, but I need to put the position absolute to this opacity here. So here I'm gonna call this, I'm gonna call a style that plus btn, and I'm gonna add all the style I need to put inside this one to make it work. So I'm gonna cut this top stuff and I'm gonna cut this position absolute to make it there like that. And now just by doing this, we should be good. You see, now it's a button, so now I can click it. Now how can we do this animation? First thing, we're gonna really start easy. We're gonna just do a boolean here called isOver, and we're gonna call handle plus press. And the only thing this stuff gonna do for now is gonna be saying isOver to be true. Okay. Now here, what I'm gonna do is if something is over, so if, sorry, I'm gonna destructuring from the render. So here is over equal this that stay. So I'm gonna say if is over, I'm gonna show something. And what I'm gonna show here is gonna be another box. This box is gonna have a shadow of 0. This is a shadow we have already put. A BG of white, red for now. I want him to be a width of 100%. And for now, I'm gonna just put another box inside that. And I'm gonna just put, I don't know, a text with hello. Just to show you. Now I want this button, this plus button, when you click, to click this plus press. I'm gonna reload my Windows because my Visual Studio Code is really bad right now. I don't know why, but now if you click here and you click this, you see the hello show. So we see, at least we get that to the screen. So it's already good. So we click plus, we get the hello. Now this hello, gonna need to have also a position absolute. So position absolute, and we need to pass this to somewhere in the screen. And for that, because I don't want him to take the full width, what I say it's top 10, right 10, left 10, and because I want him to be in top of everything, for sure I'm gonna just put a z index of 99. So if I do this, now when I click, I get that right there. What I want is when I click on the plus, I don't want anymore to show this button. So I'm gonna say is, so when it's not over, I show him. So now I can put this inside. So now, if I click, so if I click now, you see hello, but now at least we remove that. Now, because we use the right, left, and blah, 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 I'm gonna remove the width. So we're gonna control the width with the right and left of the card. Okay, so it's the same thing, it's just now you're gonna go to both sides. So now, we're gonna design this stuff here first. First thing, you're gonna need to have BG white. You're gonna also have some radius of 6. Gonna have also yeah, like that. After that, here inside this box, as you can see, we're gonna have 3 elements, because if we look in the animation, when I click to the box, I get the trash, the number, and the plus. So the way I'm gonna handle that, it's I'm gonna say text 1 here. Here I'm gonna have a feather, and the name was trash 2. Color theme, that color, that green. Size, I'm gonna go with 20. And here, this is gonna be the plus. This box here, I'm gonna set there of row, so flex direction of row. I'm gonna want to make sure all my items are centered from the top to the bottom, and I want this they get a space between all of them, and I want to have some padding small, so to make sure that I don't touch both corner. Now if I click plus, you see we get just that just by doing this. Now this stuff here are supposed to do some stuff here. So the way we're gonna handle this, it's when I click on the plus, I want to increment, so we're gonna do under increment. This thing here, we're gonna set the state. Well, here we have already the state. So here, set state can take a callback, and this callback here, we're gonna update the quantity. So set that quantity plus 1. So we're gonna start with a quantity of 1. Here, this one here is gonna be the quantity I'm gonna destructuring from my state. And now I want to be able to click on this icon, so I'm gonna use a touchable opacity, and I'm gonna say on press, I want to handle the ink. So we're gonna just go with the plus first. I go here, now I click the plus. You see we update the amount. Now I want when I click on the trash to close the screen. So I'm gonna call handle close. This that set state is over to be false. So again, touchable opacity, on press, handle close. So now I go there, click here, I can plus, and I can close it by clicking there. Perfect. But now, if I show you back the animation, after I click on the plus 1 time, here we're gonna minus, because now we can minus some of the stuff if you put some quantity. So what I want is if the quantity here, so if the quantity is bigger than 1, I'm gonna show, I'm gonna show something else. I want to show this touchable. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do Shift Command D to copy all them, and I'm gonna place that there. Why I do this is because the feather at the minus icon. And now here I'm gonna call that handle deck for decrement. It's gonna be the same thing of this handle ink, but we're gonna call that handle ink, and we're gonna do -1. So if I do this now, I click on grossly, click on the plus. When we get more than 1, we get that, and now I can remove some, and when we jump back to 1, now I can close, and that just delete everything. Now, one of the things I want to do is if I click here, the only way I can close that now is by clicking here. If I click on my account, nothing happens. So I want to fix this, so I'm gonna import touchable without feedback. I don't want to have a feedback, I just want when you click on the card to close it. So the way I'm gonna handle this, you see we have the box here. So this box is the card, so we're gonna wrap this card inside a touchable without feedback. So it's the same thing as with opacity, but you don't have any feedback. And when I unpress, the same thing as the trash icon, we're gonna close it. So now if I click there, I can close it just by clicking outside. Okay, we are really close now. Time to do some UI, some animation. First thing we're gonna do as an animation, it's I want when I click here to change the opacity of this card. So I'm gonna import from React Native. I'm gonna import the animated API, and I'm gonna create a box animated API. So finally, you use the animated API, and you create an animated API from another component. You create finally an animated component from another component, and I pass it my box. And the box I want to animate it is going to be this one. So here and here. I want to change the opacity. So I'm going to call that card opacity. And by default, the opacity of this is going to be 1 because we showed the card at the beginning. But now what I would like to do is call a function called fade out. And this fade out here is going to be about fade in first. So fading is going to be about when this animation fade in. So when this one fade in, the card opacity is going to fade out. See what I mean? Like it's going to be the inverse. So here we can say animated that timing. Man, the autocomplete is really bad today. Card opacity to value, I'm gonna say 0.4. I want to go down to 0.4, and I'm gonna set duration of 200, and I want to start it. So when I click on the plus, I want to call this function, and this opacity, so card opacity, gonna go to my O, who mean opacity here, like that. So now if I click on my plus, and I make a typo. So now if I click on my plus, you see this one changed its opacity now. But you see when I click back, it stayed like that. So we need to change that. So the way we're gonna do this, it's now we're gonna call that fade out. So the fade out is gonna be the same thing, but now here that's gonna go back to 1, and I'm gonna say this is that fade out. So now if I click back, you see we changed. Now we want to do this with this this box here. So where we have the plus and the minus. So the way we're gonna handle this is we're gonna change that to be box animated, and this box animated, and we're gonna call that quantity opacity. Yeah, I think it's a good name, quantity card opacity. So we're gonna start with an animated value of 0 because we don't see it at the beginning. After that, when it's fading, I want to animate Maybe that's why it was bad, because of my typo. This that stayed that here, and I want to value to 1, and the duration is going to be 200. Because now I repeat the 200, I'm going to just create a constant here. So I'm going to call that anim duration. I'm going to say 200. So now all my animation going to have the same duration. And now I can say to start. Because I want them to start at the same time, I'm going to wrap this inside an animated at parallel. Or I can put this, put a comma, put that. Don't forget to remove the semicolon. And finally, when I fade out, this one gonna go to 0. And now I want to wrap this inside an animated parallel, like that. Now I'm gonna take this opacity from my state, and I'm gonna put this inside a O here for opacity. And now, oops, if I click here, you see the opacity change, and now you can change it. And now if you click on the plus, you close it, still at the plus, and I don't want that. I want this to become finally the text. So the way we're gonna handle this, it's gonna be almost the last thing. Here we're gonna say if the quantity is bigger than 1, we're gonna show something, else we show the feather. Here we're gonna say, we're gonna show the text, and we're gonna say quantity with a color of white and a size of small. And I want here my box to have a BG, while we say finally quantity bigger than 1, and I'm gonna say if it's bigger than 1, we show a green background, else I want it to be white. Now just by doing this is what's gonna happen. If I click on the plus and I put 5 and I go out, we see 5. If I jump back and I put 2, we get 2 now. So I think it's pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing we've done today. So the plan after this is gonna be to put the card icon. So we want, when we click here and add some stuff, we're gonna add some stuff to the card, so we can after that design the card screen. So I hope you enjoy, and we're gonna talk in the next one. Again, this icon is gonna be inside a product folder, the Apple PNG product folder in my Dropbox link inside the description. So I hope you enjoy, and we'll talk in the next one. Bye everyone.